Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the live stream. How are we? Happy Friday. Goodness sakes, it's already June 6th. How did that get here so fast? Well, first of all, welcome. If you are brand new to this live stream and you wonder where you've landed on the internet, my name is Carey, and I'm an intuitive, a medium, and also a channel. And I do live streams every week here on YouTube and also on Facebook now, apparently. So, welcome. And I just want you to feel really comfortable to put comments in the chat. I will definitely be saying hello to everybody and checking in regularly. And I want to thank you for being here. So, one thing that I find very exciting about being here every week is that I get to meet all of the people who come regularly, but I also get to meet new friends and friendly faces. And I love doing readings. It is really the foundation of all the work I do. I'm a teacher, I'm also a coach, a mentor. I do all kinds of things and that support my community's spiritual growth, development, and their life path journey. So, welcome. And I kind of want to let you know if you are new, especially to the live stream, I want to say, first of all, hello again. And I want to let you know a little bit about what I do typically on the live streams, like how do they work? What do we cover, what happens. So let me introduce you to my screen, which we will then see what other things we have going on, which I do every week is something, a version of this of some sort. So the first thing I do every week is as I said, I work as a channel. So I connect in with what I like to say are the Rose Council of Goddesses. So I am a Magdalene Rose priestess. That is a wonderful story, which I'll explain at length sometime on a live stream, I'm sure. If you go, I do explain it in depth, though, if you're interested, because I do have a podcast called the Soul to Earth podcast, and I explain at length my story of being a Magdalene Rose priestess. But that means also because I've been a channel for many, many years, and I am able to connect with spirit and bring through messages, guidance, information. I started channeling with goddesses some years ago. And so I feel like right now on the planet, on Earth, as we're going through this ascension process, which we all are, it's growing, whether we are part of it or being aware of it or not, it's happening. And so when we are bringing forth the goddesses, they're really acting as a proxy for the divine, helping us grow, heal, step into our power, step into our authentic nature, and be able to manifest the lives we want. And that's really what their intention is for us. So when I'm connecting with them and bringing forth their wisdom, then their information, hello, um, it really does bring through, it reverberates a message and messages of clarity and help and insight. You will also probably find that there are a lot of moments where you will be really in need of a message, and that's when these messages come through. The other thing I will tell you is that they can provide inspiration and guidance. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm just saying hello to everybody in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I always tell people if I'm looking up here, I'm looking at the camera. When I'm looking down here, I'm looking at the chat. So welcome. I've got some of my members here. I've got some of my students in the audience. I'm very happy to have you all here in the space. If you have questions after or during this live about getting a reading with me, or maybe learning about more about the classes I teach or the programs I offer, that's all on my YouTube page, or you can find it on my website. I usually have lots of links for you to be able to discover, not a problem. And so we're going to get started. Okay, so again, the first thing we're really doing here is we are in particular, let me make this a little bit bigger. First, we always do a message from the goddesses, right? So I tap into the energy of the collective I work with, which is a variety of goddesses. Sometimes we have guest goddesses, which means that sometimes we do have goddesses from other pantheons that come in that want to bring forth information, guidance, and wisdom. And so today I actually got a message quite early, and which was a surprise to me, actually. Normally, what I do is I come live and then I'm connect and see who's here. And then I bring forth a message. And so today it's a little bit different because I actually got this message hours ago. At least I knew who the goddess was. And one of the reasons why is what I'm about to show you. Okay. And my students are going to love this. My clients are going to love this. So I want to talk to everybody. And this is something I want to introduce to many of you. So right now, everyone that I'm working with, students, clients, everybody wants to be able to really deeply and easily connect with their intuition. They want to be able to hear, feel, sense their guides. They want to be able to get direction from their higher self. They want to be able to just get guidance and wisdom. And sometimes that is not always easy. Even if you've been a very seasoned spiritual practitioner for a long time, myself included. But there are ways that we can get guidance and information actually a little bit more quickly. And some of those ways come from things like divination tools. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about this first before we get started. I thought you guys would love this. So we're going to talk to you today about pendulums, and then we're going to talk about dowsing rods. Who's excited about this right now? Okay, so let's talk about the concept first of pendulums and dowsing rods. Okay, so let's just all explain first. I think we can all probably agree that we live in a world of energy. Everything is made of energy. I know the dowsing rods are so cool. Amber, we're going to be doing this actually in the Goddess Rising Circle, just to let you know if you're interested in that. We're going to be doing this dowsing in the Goddess Rising Circle. So anyway, so what we have to know is everything is energy. And so when we are energy, it can react to us and really affect us even on a physical level. So that means, say, for example, when a medium gets messages or information or pictures or insight, they are connecting with energy. Okay. And we may not be able to see it with I know, I'm so excited. We may not be able to see the energy with our naked eye, although if you are more attuned, you can see it, but it affects us just the same. And I'm sure many of you have had experiences when you've been in a house and you've heard rattling or noises, or maybe a candle got blown out and there was no wind. That's all energy that's connecting with you. In that case, it's the spirit world. It's the same thing when you're using divination tools. The energy and your intention is being focused on by whatever consciousness that you're designating to connect with to give you an answer. That's truly how it works. And it is a time when it's good to just suspend critical thinking and judgment, and you can analyze it and think about it later. But that's really what it's meant for. So when you're setting the intention with your pendulum or your dowsing rods that you want to get information, you want to get guidance, that's what you're going to get. It also is a great way of connecting with your subconscious. Your subconscious is connected to the divine, to the superconscious. It bypasses your critical thinking and your rational mind, and it gives you guidance and direction. So today I thought it would be really fun because that's what I got the guidance to do, so that we're going to do a little dowsing so that you can try yourself to be able to start experimenting with this wonderful tool. And again, it's okay to be skeptical. It's totally fine. So my entire training when I went to school to become a psychic and an energy reader was that I used no tools, absolutely no tools. And we were very strict about that. And although I think that's made me an exceptional reader, and Lilia knows, and my students know, that's how I train my students. But then I introduced tools later because we don't want to be so closed off that we don't consider other methods. Okay, so I want you to think about this. Now I'm going to show you my dowsing rods, and I'm going to talk to you about them a little bit. And I'm still new to using them myself, but I want to talk to you about how they work and about how you can start connecting with them. This also is said to be true about if you wanted to work with like what I call a spirit board. Some people call that a Ouija board. I call it a spirit board of communication. So anytime you want to connect with your intuition, your higher self, your spirit guides, your ancestors, you always want to set the intention. Okay, we're going to do a little education here. You want to set the intention that you're only bringing through the highest information, that you're completely protected, that you are bringing through messages of guidance, of help, of direction, and that you have protection around you. Just to say that, okay, to keep the energy clear. You also want to make sure you cleanse your space, that you ground yourself, and you can do that through either grounding exercises, or you can use Palo Santo, or you can use one of the many, like I love copal, right, for clearing, or cedar. You can just clear the space and set the intention. And once you've done that, then you can bring on your tools. Now, when you use your tools, you want to tell the tools what you want it to do. So whenever you use, say, a pendulum, you want to tell the pendulum what you want. So I'm going to start with that. I'm moving that. That's so funny. I'll lift it up so you guys can see. So my elbows resting very comfortably, very naturally, nothing too contrived. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask the pendulum to show you what yes looks like, okay? Now, I already know my yes. I've worked with this many times. So my yes goes back and forth horizontally. You'll notice I didn't move anything at all. This is completely connected and programmed by my guides as well as my higher self. I have no horse in the race. And especially when you're first starting divination, my suggestion is that you really don't want to have a question you're asking that's an all or nothing question. You want to have a very everyday question, like, did I have tuna for lunch or a cheese sandwich, right? Something obvious, something you don't really care about. You can build it up from there. And then we can also talk about questions later, right? We can talk about this more. The other thing is I want it to now show me no, which is doing right now. And that's going vertically. That's the way mine works. Okay. Here's the thing. Not everything is a yes or no. Some things are a maybe. Okay. Some things are a maybe. So if you're getting a maybe, usually the maybe for me is in a circle. Even me saying it, it's going in a circle. Okay. Now I'm going to move to the dowsing rods. Let's talk about those. Okay. First of all, the suggestion that every dowser makes is you must have a copper-based dowsing rod. That is very important. And I think it's because of the attunement of the frequency of copper, and it's delicate. Now, these in of itself, to be honest with you, it's very hard to move these, just so you know, yourself, to get them to move the way they move. And the way these are, which is a little hard to see here, there is, first of all, you have the copper L shape itself, but then this is a round cylinder that moves independently. So these move completely independently. Okay. So what that means is that when you get into, again, just like with the pendulum, I hope I can move these in this way. Yeah, this will be fine. I'm going to relax my elbows, right, in a very calm way. And what I'm going to say to my rods is thank you for being here. And so what I would like you to do, please, is to show is if I have a yes, please go into the center. That will be yes. So can you show me yes, please? Okay, so that's our yes. Again, I've done nothing. I've not moved them. It's very hard to move them that graciously with even holding them in, because remember, these rods are not, you don't move that. There's no. All right, so can you please show us no, which would be going to the outsides. All right. So if you can do that, please. Okay. Again, I'm not moving them at all. Okay. Now for my guides, can you show me what direction you're standing in? Where are you standing? So they're on my right side. Okay. Now I'm going to be using those today with Isis because Mother Isis is here. Okay. So I thought this would be kind of an interesting exercise for people to start to learn how to use these. Again, when you pick these up in your hands, and I encourage you to get them, you can buy them on Etsy, you can buy them on Amazon. They're not expensive. And I would go in with a series of questions and begin to ask questions. Okay. And you want them to be yes or no. And if you have a lot of things you have to get down to, you can dwindle them down. Okay. So let me confirm. I call her Mother Isis. Mother Isis, are you here with us still? You're welcome, Lizzie. Oh, you're so welcome, sweetie. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so Isis, are you here with us? If you could show me yes, that would be great. Yes goes to the center and no goes to, so we'll see if she's here. Okay, so I'm not getting anything from her. Okay. Now, do I have one of my spirit team here with me? Yes is in the center. Okay. All right. And is Mother Isis still here? Outside would be to the out. Okay, so she's not here. So she's not stepping forward. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, because it's goddess hour, right, you guys? So I want to say, do I have one of the goddesses here with me? Again, to confirm, yes in the center. Okay, I have one of the goddesses here with me. Okay, good. Now, this is the way I do this, everybody. I go through the pantheons. Okay, so we're going to start with the Celtic. Do I have a Celtic goddess here? Again, just to confirm to everybody and to the spirits, Celtic, the yes is in the center, no is on the outside. So do I have a Celtic goddess? Neutral. All right. Do I not have a Celtic goddess? Is that a no? Again, I'm confirming. So we're getting a no. Okay, we've got this guy going out. Okay. I think they're testing us. It's good. All right. So do I have a Greek goddess with us, please? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. Now we're going to go through all of them. Okay, for fun. Do I have Hera here? Yes is in, no is out. Is Hera here? And just make it really clear for us, please, so we can know. Okay, so for me, it's a no. Okay, that was a no. All right, so that's Hera's not here. Okay, do we have Artemis here? Artemis, again, would be externally. If it's not you, it's out. Okay, that's a no. Artemis isn't wishy-washy. Okay, so do we have, so we have Artemis. Okay, let me keep going. Do we have Aphrodite here? Again, no is out, yes is in. No. Okay. I think I know who it is, but I want to go through the process. Okay. Do we have Artemis, Aphrodite? Okay. Who else do we have? Somebody tell me. If we're only going, okay, let me just say it. Do we have Hecate here just to see? Yes for in, no for out. And just make it really clear, please. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me ask her something. Are you teaching everybody an exercise right now about how to do divination? One of your favorite things. Yes for is in. Yes. Okay. So you're all getting the picture here. Okay. Well, so if you guys want to ask Hecate any questions, yes or no, you can put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to go through them. Okay. Let me go through simplistically what you want. Okay, so when it comes to what people can work on as far as their own healing and their own spiritual growth, are you wanting them to work on spell work? Yes or no? Okay. Are you wanting them to work on spell work for manifestation? All right. Okay. Are you wanting them to work on spell work for healing? Okay. All right. Are you wanting them to work on spell work for protection? Okay. It's basically spell work for everything. Okay. Let me ask you a question, Hecate. What is the easiest way for people to get in touch with you? I'm going to go through everything. Can they call out to you and ask you for simple help? Yes. Do you like getting an offering from people on the new moon? You can make it clear. It's okay. So here's what I'm getting, and I can hear her saying this in my ear. She doesn't expect it, is what she's saying. So, of course, she likes it. She doesn't expect it. She's saying you don't have to do what some people are doing. That's what she's saying. Okay. So that's very clear. All right. I love that message. Thank you for that. That's amazing. Okay. Um, let's see. I want to keep going. Could people journal with you and maybe channel you when it comes to like getting like automatic writing with you? Would that be suggested? You can say yes for in or no for out fairly clearly. I can tell you right now, Ekate is saying yes to everything, but her biggest thing is she doesn't expect it. I just have to tell everybody that. I can hear her saying that. So that's why she's a little bit wishy-washy with how she's doing this. You know, she doesn't want people to feel pressured. That's her biggest thing. Okay. Now, are you saying, I can hear you saying this. Do you want people to write things down, though, and maybe ask for your help? Is that okay? Okay. So she's saying you can ask for her help in a simple journal prompt, right? All right. And let me talk about your offerings again. Okay. Do you like getting eggs on Dipnon, which is the new moon? Do you like getting eggs? Okay. We'll take that as a yes. Do you like getting wine on Dipnon? Nope. I never give her wine. I never give her wine. She doesn't like alcohol. Hello. All right. Do you like getting like a cup of tea on Dipnon? Yes. Okay. Do you like getting something from everyone's pet on Dipnon, like dog hair, stuff like that? Maybe something? Okay. All right. And then do you like getting things from nature on Dipnon? So things that are found in people's, on their nature walks, things like that. Is that one thing you enjoy? Yeah. Yes, they are her symbol, Mackenzie. They really are. Let's ask her. I'll ask. I'm saying that. See how I'm saying? Are keys your symbol? Mackenzie wants to know. Can they be that? Yes. Okay, let's ask her what kind of candle she likes. I had an itch my nose on that. All right. So, do you appreciate a candle on Dipnon? So, let's see. Do you like getting a candle anytime? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, we're going to ask that. So, do you like getting a candle for Dipnon or any other time? Yes. I know she does. I'll tell you, Hekate's very humble. Like she doesn't want it to be about her. She's just like that. Okay, here's a question Amber's asking. Do you like getting things for your dogs? She said she left out dog food for her pups. For your pups, do you like getting that for the dogs? Yes. That's a big yes, Amber. Look at that. That makes me want to cry. I can feel that one. She loves that. I can also hear her saying you can leave water out for them too. Do you like water out for the dogs? Yeah. And especially in the summertime when it's hot. Hmm. Yeah. So here's something often she's telling me, and I know this, there's a color associated with her, which is purple. And she does like purple, but also she's told me she likes the color red a lot. So let me ask her, do you like the color red for your candles and some of your other things? Yes, she does. Okay. Now, is there anything we're missing as far as asking you questions? Do you have more questions that we could ask you? You're already telling me some. Okay. Are there things that people misunderstand about you? Okay. I like it. And would you say some of those things have to do with um, being really connected in as thank you, Mary Grace. um, okay. So Mary Grace says, liking the live helps me. Thank you guys. Yeah, make sure you guys like the live. Thank you. I never think to ask that. Thanks, Mary. Man, and Hecate said, yes. Yes. So Hecate is saying to me specifically, I'll tell you guys, she's saying a lot of people make her out to be scary. And Amber just said that. Do you want people to see you as being menacing and scary? Yes or no? No. I This is it. Do a lot of people misinterpret you and just put you in with witchcraft? Is that a yes or a no? You saying yes. And then I have to tell you the word she's giving me is the word mother. Would you like to be considered sometimes like a mother? Would you like that? Yeah, she's saying yes. She's saying I never had children of my own, but I do take care of everyone else's. Okay. And do in the records, I saw her as comforting like a mom. That's beautiful, Mackenzie. And so would you say that you came across as comforting to some? Yeah, she loves that. She loves that. That's so nice. All right. Let me give her some more. Let me come through with some more of my experiences with her. Um, so when people are in great transition and they're going through tower moments, Hecate, what is the best way for them to work with you to get your help and guidance? And I'm going to ask you some questions. Would it be best to just reach out to you and ask for help simply? Okay. And do they have to do a whole ritual to get you to work with them? She is saying she thinks it's good to set an intention. I can hear her saying that. So is it good to set an intention? She's saying an intention is important. So it gives more a concrete outcome to your question and ask for help is what I'm hearing her say. Okay. Um and so let me think of some things. Oh, I want to ask her some tea questions. Are there any spirits in the spirit world who you would consider from your own pantheon that you sometimes are challenged with working with? You can say yes or no. She's saying no. And does everybody respect you in the Hellenic pantheon? No. Okay. Does Zeus sometimes have an issue with maybe giving up control of his throne? No. All right, let's see who it is. There's some tea here. I can hear it. Is it a female? Okay. Should I go through them all? No. She's saying it's not important. She's laughing. She's all, you little human. Amazing. Okay. How can people open up their psychic abilities more? Because that's one of your specialties. Let's talk about that. What's the thing that helps people open up their psychic abilities more? Would you say it is exercises to open the third eye? Okay. Imagination. I can hear her saying imagination. Is there a way that you can prepare people to open up their psychic abilities more if they work with you? Okay. All right. And are you saying that visualization and meditation opens up psychic abilities more as well? If you could answer that clearly, because we got back. Okay. That's great. Okay, good. All right. She's reminding me that it's time for me to switch. Did you want me to stop for now? We can do this later. Now, the other question I did before we go is should we practice this in Goddess Rising, doing the dowsing rods? You can just kind of clearly, let me just reset them. Okay. Should we practice this regularly in the Goddess Rising Circle? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, great. Well, I want to thank you so much, Hecate and Spirit, for being here. Did everybody enjoy that? I really did. We're going to do more of that. So those are dowsing rods. Literally, you can get them for under $20. And you want to make sure they're copper. They come often in a nice little case. So we'll put them back in the case and we'll say thank you to them. Isn't that fun? I also just like it because I feel as though it's good to see the demonstration of seeing it. Isn't that fun, Leanne? I know. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I did too. They're having me do this all the time, all these very interesting like exercises, which I kind of think is fun. So now, because Mother Isis came to me earlier, and she's one of the in the Rose Council as well. I'm going to bring forth one of her messages because they work as a collective. Okay. I'm super excited, and make sure you guys stay till the end because I have a special giveaway for someone and I'm very excited about it. So we're going to pull a card just for our week here in the beginning of June, just to see what's coming up. And again, if you're new to my channel, thank you for being here. First of all, I'm so excited. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And if all you guys in the audience, make sure you like this after you leave. Make sure you're following me, which I think most of you are following me. So I want to say, when we work with the goddesses, she wants me to pull one here too. I really work with them as a collective. And Michael, hello. So we work with them as a collective, but they're definitely individual goddesses. So they have their own unique signature and pantheon. So Isis did come to me earlier, and she was the one who specifically told me that she wanted me to do this. So she started it. So we have to thank her. So she's still on my altar from last week, if you guys remember. So we're going to bring her through of here again. Okay, here we go. Here's the card. This is her deck. If you enjoy Mother Isis, I highly recommend Lana Fairchild's deck. It's splendid. It's got really wonderful information. It's got incantations, rituals. So this is the Queen of Heaven. Blessings from the divine empress of the skies. Indeed. Isis is the goddess of many faces, right? She's got like 1,000 faces. That means she has multiple aspects of her divinity. Okay, so we're going to put this up on the altar right next to the old one. And let me just pull in the queen here. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful deck. Just absolutely stunning. Okay, let me make sure I've got Queen of Heaven, blessings. Okay. Let me find this. Oh, Goddess of 10,000 names. Yeah, that's it. Hang on. I think they're putting this in a different way. Blessings from the Divine Empress. Okay. Queen of Heaven. Hang on. There it is. 139. All right, everybody. 139. Welcome, everyone. If you're new, I'm so glad you're here. We are continuing doing readings. We are about to move into the Akashic Records channeled messages. I've changed the time to be a little later, and I can see more of you here. So that's a new thing we're doing, which I like. So I'm glad more of you are here tonight. We're able to serve. Okay, here's what we're getting. We won't read the entire thing. Alana Fairchild she writes very lengthy guidebooks for her oracle decks. I mean, phenomenal, right? Here we go. It's lengthy, so I'll get to the important parts. The Queen of Heaven, the divine empress of the skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. As a man or a woman, you have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. Okay? I'll read this first paragraph. Wow, this is like 4 pages. Amazing, right? Okay, wow. The oracle of the Queen of Heaven is a confirmation of your feminine leadership and spiritual authority, whether in male or female body this lifetime. Isis means throne. I didn't actually know that. And in her presence and blessing as divine empress of the sky, she offers initiates of the light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is inspired spiritual leadership through, where am I? The heart, and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force of control. Isis, Queen of Heaven, calls you to ascend to the throne of feminine leadership within your own being, that you may fulfill your life mission and serve the divine feminine on this planet from a place of inner spiritual authority. That is beautiful. All right. Now, if you do ever get any of her decks, literally, it's like an education within them and a lot of spiritual sort of incantations and blessings and rituals. And it's incredible. But I'm going to give you this incantation, okay, for the week. You can add this incantation to the beginning of the ritual above. Okay. But you can use this at any time as like a prayer, or use it as a tool on its own to solicit appropriate support for your spiritual leadership work on this planet, whether in an obvious form as a teacher or healer, or in the simple and very important, though perhaps less immediately obvious, ways of how you choose to live your life. And here it goes. You ready? Empress of the skies, heavenly queen, beloved Isis, my heart is keen from darkness and fear to be released, to connect with my power in deepest peace. Bless me that this may be so in accordance with heaven's plan, that I grow, beloved queen, clothe me in your authority and light. I now claim my spiritual birthright. What I love about that, and what I love about when you work with these goddesses for spiritual authority, you're not working from the ego. You are working from a sense of spiritual divinity and alignment, that you are in service of mankind, womankind. Beautiful message. Thank you, Mother Isis. That was lovely. And thank you to Hecate. So I want to say I have Isis on here, and then I still have Hecate from last week. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say bye to some of the Irish goddesses we had last week. You guys remember this, who were here? Bridget was here last week. Caradwin was here last week. As always, we have Archangel Michael hanging out because he's sort of like one of the patrons of our space as well. And we say thank you to him, and we are happy that everybody's here. Okay, let me just check. So this is exciting. Okay, so now we're going to move into the Akashic Records reading. Okay, this is going to be great. I'm excited. I have been working a lot in the Akashic Records, and I've been channeling a lot lately. And so I've got a kind of a new tarot spread I'm doing in order to get messages. I'm super excited. Now, a couple of things I want to say to you guys. First of all, if you do celebrate any of the pagan holidays, well, there's other ones. There are different ones around the world. Let's just say that. And these pagan ones, I'm going to say the Sabbats, they're only really based upon it's you don't have to have it everywhere. This is more connected to Wicca. You don't have to celebrate these, but I like them in the sense of there's access to more information about them. But we have summer solstice coming, and that is connected with the Wiccan holiday or pagan holiday Letha. So that's really where we're celebrating, the coming of this time of year. There's more sun, right? That's coming. There's more light. We're heading into the summer, so we are going to be celebrating that in a few days. We also have an amazing astrology coming up, everybody, so we'll get into that. But for today, we're going to be working in. I want to do a little bit. This will be fun. Everybody will enjoy this, I'm sure. But we're going to be working more so now with what do we need to know, not just for this week, but now that we're at like a halfway year point. So I'm going to actually do a spread for the entire rest of the year. Is everybody excited about that? So this is starting, if you have to come back to this timestamp, it starts at minute 40 after I start this. Okay, so I'm excited. Here we go. All right, I just have to see what deck they want me to use. So we're doing a forecast again, guys. This is just something that is an overarching energetic theme that we'll be looking at for the remainder of the year, June through December. So take what resonates, leave the rest. If it doesn't fit, don't worry. But usually it's sort of like lessons to watch out for. So all the way, I just want to also say, if you are interested in getting a reading from me, that is a half year reading. I now have them right now on special. A special. It sounds like you're at a restaurant. And it's a wonderful reading. It's pre-recorded and emailed to you. If you're interested, please feel free to message me. I don't think I have it linked right here. Maybe I'll link it later, but it's a wonderful one. Okay. Now you're going to love this deck, as you do all the decks I use, because some of them are just so imaginative. They wanted me to use this. Oh, good. I can't wait to see it, Michael. This is actually one of my favorite tarot and oracle creators is Mary M.J. Cullinan. If you know, you know. She's the one who made the Crow Tarot. Most of you guys know that, but she's made a brevy of other amazing decks. And this one is called the Night Guardian, Guardian of the Night Tarot. I have many of her decks. So I'm going to be using this for our reading, and we might pull some oracle cards. So we're going to just look at the overarching themes. Again, we're starting at minute 41 for this reading. If you need to go and come back, if you have to watch the recording, you can skip ahead. Easy to do on YouTube, right? And I'm on Facebook now. I don't have anybody watching me on Facebook, but I'm on there now. We'll see. I haven't been on Facebook in so long. So I just thought I would start posting over there. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm so glad to be with all of you. Excited. Also on the channel, please come back and make sure you're following me on the channel. But so make sure you subscribe. I'm starting to do Zodiac readings, Zodiac Akashic Records readings. For right now, I'm doing them once a month at the beginning of the month. We'll see if that picks up. I started watching on Facebook. Oh, good. I'm glad you saw me over there. That's great, honey. Okay. Thanks, Mary Grace, for the feedback. I appreciate you. Again, this is for our collective. If this resonates, wonderful. And these are just overarching themes meant to help and serve you about things to look out for. And again, this is an Akashic Records reading. Some are coming from the perspective of that dimension, which is really the dimension of the soul. And if you're new to getting Akashic Records or new to them, I'm so happy to answer questions. You did too, Leanne? Okay, good. I'm glad. I haven't been on Facebook Live in so long. I used to go on there a lot in like 2020, 2021. Okay, let's get started here, friends. So this is already coming out. Okay, this is going to be for June. We pull 3 cards. What I like to tell people, especially all of you guys who are going to, I want to let you know, if you're interested in training with me, and learning to develop your abilities, there's one place you can do it. And that is that in my Goddess Rising Circle, you can find this through my website under memberships. I have one of my membership layers is called Goddess Rising Circle. And we're going to be doing twice a month. We're going to be doing Development Circle and also a lesson. I'm going to be teaching intuitive tarot in there. And then also we're going to be doing practice after that twice a month. And we are going to be, during that time, I'll be working with people to develop their abilities. So if you are interested, you can join. Okay. And that's for anyone can join. So yeah, it's $97 a month. Welcome. So, but it's not just that, you get a lot of other things in that membership. Okay. I'm just pulling cards for the remainder of this year. Oh, we got a lot of strong cards coming out already, guys. So and I'll tell you guys what I'm doing. So this is a precursor for those of you. Oh my God, you were lonely on Facebook, Eileen. I'm sure. It was like a ghost town over there. So right now, everybody, if you're wondering, we are doing the remainder of the year reading for the collective. So, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. This is like a precursor. If you decide to join my Goddess Rising Circle, I'm going to be teaching tarot in there. Ghost Town for sure. Yeah, definitely. And also more than that, I'm going to be teaching how to do divination, how to do psychic, work for sure. So it's going to be really fun. Okay, here we go. End of the year. All right. All right, let's get to it. All right, so here we go. We want to say thank you to Spirit for being here. Thank you all. If you are just starting watching, welcome. We are about to do a reading for the collective that is going to encompass the remainder of the year. We're going through month by month. Now, here's how I'm doing it. And since this is a little precursor to if you start working with me, you know, tarot is a beautiful, for many of you read tarot, but those of you that don't, tarot is a beautiful way to have our life reflected back to us based on on archetypes and also elements and aspects of our human experience in spirits and bodies, right? So there we have, in simplicity, there are two parts of tarot. There's the major arcana and the minor arcana, right? And arcana is arcane, of like things of old. It has to do with that. So minor arcana are everyday events, challenges we go through, things that flow through, come in and come out. Sometimes there are repetitive patterns and they show. And there's also different personalities in there. But the major arcanas are the major life events that happen. They're not always in chronological order, it can happen at any time. So when I'm doing this for this reading, for each month, I'm pulling 3 cards. I'm pulling one that represents now in this moment. That is the energy, overall energy, pardon me. Then I'm having the energy underneath, which is the subconscious energy. And then I'm having the higher self energy. Okay. And we can do that in many different ways. So if you're in my Goddess Rising circle, you will be learning all this for the next 16, I don't know how many months. Oh, they're commenting. I can't see them. That's too bad. Can't post comments to 2 destinations. Okay, good. Well, I hope maybe if they come over here, I'll see them. I'll probably have to go on to Facebook to see it. Facebook, I'm so sorry I can't see your comments, but I am here. They only show me a hit here on YouTube, so feel free to join us. This is representative. Here we go. Month of June right now. Here's what we're talking about, friend. This is the 8 of Swords. Just to confirm, the swords have to do with mental, have to do with communication, ideas. When we see the number and we see the 8 of Swords, we understand that we have self-limiting beliefs, ways that we hold ourselves captive to ideas and contractions of ourselves. We place limitations upon not just ourselves, but on the world around us. And really, I think that this is happening to many of us right now. It happens throughout life at different times, but it's a chance for you to review in this month, because we're looking at this month. How do I limit myself? How do I limit my abundance? How do I frame things in my life to be negative, to be against myself? How do I have a precursor to something negative that I think is going to happen? There's a moment here, and this is okay, here's the answer. This has to do with money. This has to 5 of Pentacles. You have limiting beliefs about finances, limiting beliefs about how much money you can make, limiting beliefs about how money can come in, limiting beliefs and all old programming about your own level of being able to accept wealth, abundance into your life. So I know I keep saying, my friend, I was just working through some of this earlier today around limiting beliefs. I love that you're sharing that, Amber, and I'm going to be working on that in the membership. I'm going to be working with you guys on, because that's one of the things we're going to be working on is subconscious beliefs around that. Okay. And I even might, I'm just putting a pitch in for my Goddess Rising Circle and the Goddess Rising membership. I think this Monday, we're going to go in and do some clearing on past life stuff around money and other limiting beliefs. This is hitting home. Eileen says, you don't know exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. I know. I do. I totally know. So what is this telling us this month? And you guys know the way I read, typically, yes, we can look at things like, yes, you have a boyfriend coming in. Yes, you have a girlfriend coming in. Sure. That can come up in these readings. But if you're in here with me, typically we're looking at things that are blocking us, or things or good things, that how we're aligning with our intuition, what we're manifesting, how we're healing, how we're showing up. That's what we're doing more so. Okay, guys? But here's what I want to say, which is why we have incredible opportunity right now, because what's going on with the higher self? The higher self, the world card is showing up, which is to say, we are changing these beliefs. They're coming to an end. The cycle is breaking. And just the fact that we're talking about things like limiting beliefs about money, already you're changing everything in your awareness just by having these conversations, just by addressing limiting beliefs, just by working on how you have blocked yourself and how you've interpreted things possibly in a way that's not true. So take a moment and look at in your life the lies that you've told yourself. It's okay. You know, we all have them. Okay, they want me to pull oracle cards. I knew this was coming. I just didn't know which deck they were going to use. Okay, I'm glad this is resonating for you guys. And again, if you're in the Goddess Rising membership, we are going to be working on money blocks. Oh my goodness. Okay, love it. Love it. This card, it's hard to see. It says the word. Okay. Do you remember we said here we are working on thoughts, beliefs? It's really hard to see that. It's very light. This is actually a lovely, I would say, woman who has a pen and a journal and she's writing. And so what are we talking about with this? We're changing our beliefs. We're rewriting our beliefs. And if you stick around long enough and you're in any of the things I do, we do this. We talked about revision last month, guys. Do you remember? So we talked about revisionist, changing your interpretation of events so that you can have a different energetic outcome. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden we're in denial about what's happened in our lives, but we're changing the way we hold on to the energy about it. That's a super transformational thing. So that's what we have happening here, friends. That is some powerful stuff. So that's this month. Let's move on to July. And again, these are overarching themes. If you're wanting to come back to watch this, we started at minute 40. This will be uploaded to the my YouTube channel after this, is immediately afterwards. All right, so now we're moving into July. Are you excited? I am. Let me read some of the comments so everyone can enjoy this. I have been super negative lately, but just going through what I have been. And last night I cleansed myself and shifted my mindset. I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. And when we're done here, I'm going to put a bunch of resources of books that I really recommend and to sort of start shifting some of the self-healing work that I love doing, that I recommend for my clients and also my students. Love it. Here is the very interesting part about where this energy is. We pulled, again, the number 8. So I did a collective reading very briefly on TikTok today, very short reading. And the guides were saying to me the number sequence 888 right now. Okay. And I'm seeing this already in this reading, 8 and 8 already. So it's coming now. So, and also they told me birds, and I just saw a bird. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. There's a bird in here. Sometimes I'm like, okay, birds and 8. Okay, I'm a little salty with them. They're like, God, do you have to be so sarcastic? Sometimes. I do this for a living. You know, I do what you asked me to do for a living. July. We are now transmuting whatever was blocking us. Things are moving faster. We are moving at a faster pace. We are picking up on what we've been given to do. We are not blocking ourselves. This could be finances, but this could also just be in general. A movement is happening. You're listening to crows outside right now. Yes. And Leanne, specifically, they said to me, it's birds. So they said birds, whatever your bird is, right? Whatever your bird is. This is a hawk, but we have also underneath here, we have 8 is my life. It's my life path number 2. We also in here, I want to say we have a snake. Okay. Snake is also connected to a lot of the goddesses. It's also connected to transformation. So this means you guys are doing your homework in this collective, right? Whatever your block is, whatever is suspending your growth, you are transmuting it. And there is a sense of maturing here in July. Why do I like this? Because I'm seeing a lot of the divine masculine in your space. You're working in tandem with your divine feminine. So yin and yang, balance. On the unconscious, we have the King of Cups. Don't you love this orca whale? Amazing. We have the King of Cups in the subconscious here, which is really good. This is emotional maturity, emotional acumen. This is a more developed sense of how to be holding space. It's also relationships. So aren't they lovely? This means to me that you are anchoring up your frequency. This means to me that you are growing, that you are evolving, that you are maturing. You're doing the homework. All of you guys are. This is amazing. This is like you being in charge. July. July is a good one. Next, we have what's in the upper conscious. And the reason is I said this was the divine masculine month, July. We have the Emperor. And again, we have another owl. Geez Louise, here's another bird. That's why they had me doing it. Also, we have, well, there should be a ram here because this is the sign of Aries. Amazing. So that's why 888, that's the number, guys. Look out for the number 8 sequence. Look out for the birds. They're coming. That's just a sign from spirit. So July is looking really good. So even though we have this cloister of energy when it comes to pictures around money, issues around money, if you ever hear me say the word pictures, that's an old term I learned a long time ago for programming, essentially. So if you hear me say that, that's what that term means. So that's July. Let's pull one of our beautiful oracle cards. What do we need to know, please, for July? Ooh, white buffalo calf woman. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. Now I'm going to really need to lean into this because I want to see what her message is because I'm not as familiar with working with her. So let me just see what this says. Hang on. Give me a second. I just ordered, I'm saying from this deck, this Oracle one, which is also like I have a lot of his decks. These are his decks, right? This is Matt Hughes. He's sort of like that Art Nouveau style artist. He now has a Zodiac Oracle that he's working on Kickstarter. If you're interested, you bet I put my money down on that. You know I did. He's like not even halfway done with it. I don't care. Okay, white buffalo calf woman, my love, where are you? Hang on. He doesn't go in order here. He doesn't care. He does what he wants. What? Yes, 49. Here's the message. I feel inclined that I must say this. Are you ready? Because I'm not familiar with her and I always want to, as much as I can. White buffalo brought the sacred traditions to the indigenous American peoples. She stepped from the clouds to help the Lakota people survive. The white buffalo holds out a sacred pipe filled with tobacco as a peace offering. The 6 feathers, oh my God. Okay, that hang off the shaft represent one of the 6 rights she showed her people. The 7th right hangs off from her black hair. She wears the pelt of a white buffalo, the honored beast that gifted her name. The arrival of the white buffalo is a sign of restoring harmony and spirituality to a troubled world. Oh, that's amazing. Follow traditions that bring nature back into balance. Do your part to make a change in our environment. Here's the meaning. It's time to restore harmony in the world. Be mindful of spirituality in your life. To me, that's what's happening in this whole month of July for you guys. So you're doing the thing you're supposed to be doing, which is your homework. Especially if you are, if you come here often or not, you guys are all working on yourselves regularly. Here's what I'm a little excited about. August. It's going to be a good summer. Guess who's coming to the table for August? The star card. This is a nice succession, a progression of energy is that if we see the star card, that means we've come through this difficult era we're on this path. And again, this is usually, we're talking about people on their spiritual path. Let's be honest. That's where this collective I'm talking to. I'm not talking to people who don't care about this. This isn't for everybody. So again, when you pull the star card, it's different for every moment. But what I believe about the star card, at least, is that you in the major arcana, you have been through a difficult season. You have learned the lessons, and you're at that point where you're just open and receptive to what spirit has for you. Your birthday is on 8/14. We love that for you. The Leo. So that's for you, sweetie. I love it. And you can see the star, but if you also look, you can see stars all around the person, whoever is there. So it's a beautiful card. So that is us for the month of August, guys, which I think is fabulous, right? Now, what else do we have? We have a lot of good energy in August. This, for me, Two of Wands is also in the unconscious. This could be you launching into something else you want to do. Feeling the month of August is kind of a natural time that you feel like, okay, when it comes to the fall, I think I have something planned. Am I going to switch jobs? Am I going to start school? Am I going to move? And I'm going to start a new program. Am I going to learn something? Anything. We shall be open to receive. That's beautiful with the sidebar. So that's what we have. The Two of Wands is I am holding a wand. I've made my choice, a passion, and I'm deciding on where I'm going to. When you have the number 2, you are at a point of a partnership, but you also have a duplicitous nature. You have a choice to make. You have a separation, but a togetherness, right? So think about that. Now, this is why I'm kind of thinking that August might be related to relationships, because we have the Two of Wands here for some reason, and then we have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is that's definitely connected to emotions, relationships. That's connected to a bounty of just essentially goodwill, good energy. And it's also the beginning of something. It's an offering. It could be a new relationship. It could be also your relationship with yourself, right? Opening up to yourself, opening up your heart chakra, opening up to the divine. So that's really the month of August as we're moving sort of towards the end of summer, right? Oops. Hold on. We move one down. Don't want to forget you. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for our energy for August, for our oracle. Oh, I love this one. We have the octopus. So beautiful. I love this illustrations. He just does an amazing job. Let's see what the octopus has to say. I love that. All right, friends. Page 61. Page 61. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. The octopus is a highly intelligent invertebrate whose skin contains chromatophores, which allow the octopus to adapt to any situation. They are a symbol of multitasking due to the actions of all their limbs can handle at once. If the octopus has come into your life, this is August, it may be time for you to juggle all the tasks you have going on right now. Make a list, set some priorities, and get at it. The ability to camouflage themselves allow them to slip under the radar and wait for their desires. You can call upon the octopus energies to help you wait until the right moment to get what you want. Time to prioritize and get things done. Patience and intellect lead you to success. So, let's say it's connected to relationships. That's a possibility, right? Let's say it's connected to a new experience. That's a possibility, right? But you've got all the good components here of this good energy, the goodwill of the star, the amazing emotional brevity of the Ace of Cups, and then also the Two of Wands sort of pushing you on your destination. Very cool energy. Let us move, and this is why I'm loving September already. What do we have? It's complicated. This is what I want to say. It's complicated. Let me take some water. Everybody drink your water. Okay. Are you ready for September? Here comes the bird again. We have the owl. In this case is the King of Swords, which is quite perfect. Not because most of September is in Virgo, as we know, but the end of September is also King of Swords, which is Libra. Okay. And when I'm in this energy of the September, and when I'm in the energy of this King of Swords energy, I feel an activation going on in my crown chakra, down all the way through to my sixth chakra. What does this tell me as an energy worker, energy reader, and also as a medium? Well, it tells me that this is a month when your abilities are going to be opening up, when you're probably you might be going through a little growth spell. Get ready, because you're coming into your clarity. When you step into your clarity, you're actually, even your spiritual clarity, you're actually more logical. Who knew? When you clear out blockages, this is what they're telling me, and I know this from my own experience. When you clear out blockages of an emotional nature and of a belief nature, you open yourself up to neutrality spiritually, which means that you're looking at things from an objective perspective. And you are looking at things with clarity. King of Swords, which also means, this is September, Jennifer, and Kristen. And this means you're looking at things from the perspective of your third eye. I'm going to give you a little lesson also too that's coming in. So, and this also opens you up to your throat chakra, which is your activation for your claircognizance. You're also being able to speak through your throat chakra. This is, trust me, write this down somewhere. In September, we're going to be having some growth spells. So make sure you set yourself up with doing your meditations, your clearing work, your journal work, because there's going to be a growth spell in September. I can feel it. I don't know what the astrology is like. That will be coming soon. I'm going knee deep into my astrology studies with a tutor starting this month, so I can really come in, not just do the sort of, skimming over astrology wise. I'm going to get deep into astrology. I've been waiting so long to do it like a private study. I need to. So speaking of studying, some of you guys are going to be going back to school. I don't know what you're going to be studying. And I want to say, I almost feel like it's an unconventional learning. And why do I think that? And remember what I was saying. I feel like that's coming. We have the Hierophant here, which is essentially it says education, it's convention, it's systems, it's the number 5 of card of change. But you know what else it is? Lilia, you better put in the chat. It's the Hierophant in reverse. Do you know what the Hierophant in reverse is? It's the anti-education. It's the unconventional education. It's the I'm doing it not to fit in, but because I want to education. It is the probably the education as the kind I do. It's like the non-traditional education. This is something that would probably, like, if you want to be, say, you want to do herbal medicine, you want to be a chiropractor. Do you see me? You feel where you want to go to witchcraft school. You want to be an astrologer, right? You want to do, you want to become a shaman. You want to do shamanism. You want to become a clairvoyant. Do you hear me when I say this? So the things you thought were so conventional that you were doing, you're saying, you're about to say F it. And the reason is because here, this is September, friends, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is the ultimate F around and find out, but you're bringing in the wisdom of the clairvoyance and the logic. Masters, perfect. You're bringing in the wisdom and the logic of what? The Knight of the King of Swords. So you're balancing this out. So you kind of need a balance of the logic, but also the clairvoyance and the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. Okay, let's pull our Oracle card. This is September. Okay, I love this card too. They're all beautiful. We have the Gate. I'm sorry. There we go. All right, this is for September. Let's see what this means. I'm loving this reading. I'm so here for it. This helps me learn these too. The Gate, the Gate. All right. Lilia, what are you going to get your master's in? I'm so proud of you. I'm excited. Are you ready for the gate? Portals appear at the corners of our eyes. Did I say clairvoyance? Just keeps getting better. Okay. Which we can almost visualize if we squint. Some who see these portals know them for what they are. I did. Thank you, Eileen. I'm kidding. They have the gift of opening the small tear in the fabric of the world's material at will. The woman at the gate steps towards the rip, and her fingers find the edges of the gate. She reaches out and traces the portal edges, and gently she tugs the sides apart. The space opens. Oh my God. Okay. The air's salty scent teases the corners of her lips as the soft sounds of the ocean waves flow into our world. She continues pulling open the portal until there is a window big enough for someone to step through. She smiles out to the other side and walks away. The portal is open and now waits to welcome the traveler. Look deeper into situations. What you want lies on the other side. Just step through. The weird thing is, it's not weird. Why am I saying that? You cannot see this, but this is where the number of the page is, and it almost to me looks like a little evil eye or a third eye. Not evil eyes is a good thing. And I was like, it's looking at us. Love it. All right, let us move on to October. Okay, October, we have another speeding up of energy. We have a push. We have an ending, and then we have some complicated energy as well. Just realized I didn't pull December. I thought I did. Let me pull December. Okay, friends, welcome in if you're new. Hello, we're doing a reading for the remainder of the year for this collective. We are doing this through the perspective of the Akashic Records, which is more of a bird's eye view of the energy of what's occurring. Okay, so here's 10 of Wands is a little bit more coming to an end of a cycle. You know, wands are passions. Wands are inspirations. Wands are carrying a load. And anytime when you get to the 10 of anything in tarot, you're at the end of a cycle. And you've learned and mastered a lot of parts of that cycle. But you're also kind of weighed down by what has been there. So that means that you've had probably stops and starts. You've had decisions you've had to make, which haven't been easy, but you kept going. So there's a sense of you're getting to the finish line of something. This is October again. And this also is echoed in the King of Wands card at the base. You know, this is probably related to business or something that you have specifically been invested in, that you've been building or that you've been nurturing or you've been supporting or you've been, you know, helping with, right? So in general, Lilia. So anyway, so what we have here specifically is that, you know, with the combination of you've been towing the line and doing something, right? Going to the end of something. There's also a new page to turn, which is why it's going to get interesting in October. You've been following a path. You've been pushing through. This is October. You're getting to the end, but then guess what comes to dinner? The Devil card. Now, just for those of you who are newer to tarot, not familiar, the Devil card has nothing to do with anything that is a dark being coming towards you. Please know that. In the occult, we talk about, we like to hide things in plain sight and kind of poke fun at things. That's part of being an occultist, just so you know. It's sort of like the mystery schools of Egypt. They're hidden in plain sight. If you look even at Baphomet, at the image of Baphomet, which everyone gets so freaked out about, it's kind of hilarious because he really embodies masculine and feminine, as above, so below, right? The star that you see, the pentagram, is actually embodiment of a human. It's body, mind, spirit, right? Earth, air, water, fire, spirit. It's human with spirit. Anyway, I have a little fun. what does the devil card represent? It represents when we are stuck in the physical. We're stuck in limitations. We're stuck in probably repetitive patterns, possibly addictions, behaviors that we keep doing over and over and over again that we need to let go of. For goodness sakes, let it go. So probably this is October. You're at the end of something and you're getting a little burdened, needing to release something. That's what this is indicating to me. So I like to plan ahead if I know I'm having a growth cycle, probably. If I get any heads up, I'm happy about it because then I can start navigating it early. So I can start looking at, am I holding on to anything? Is something burdening me? Is anything holding me back? Am I being weighed down by anything? And then I want to work on that and be a little proactive. So those are things to think about in the fall. Because these are pattern, these are little, maybe ways you delude yourself into thinking, oh no, it's totally fine. I still do it, but maybe it's not a good thing that you're doing. Maybe it's a habit. Maybe it's like some habit that you have that you know you shouldn't be doing it. So I'm going to give you mine, which may not seem like that impressive, but it is. I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke. That was my thing, Diet Coke. And 4 years ago, I was with a group in an intuitive development. We were in a channeling class actually 4 years ago. And we started talking about the white rabbit, a journey. Absolutely. It always is. Also, the white rabbit, too, to be honest with you, represents rebirth. You know, it represents rebirth and new life. But so 4 years ago, I was drinking a lot of Diet Coke. I mean, that was my thing, right? I would go get a huge Diet Coke from McDonald's, come back, jumbo. That was happy. But then all of a sudden, someone said, do you know what that does to your energy field? As soon as I heard that day, I said, I'm never going to drink it again. And guess what? Never had one since. But it was my devil card. It was. All right, let's pull the Oracle card, please. And thank you for October. What do we get? The Knight. Ooh, you know who this looks like a little bit? This looks a little bit like Anubis, but not quite like Anubis. You can't see it. He is holding a beautiful, he's not holding scales, so I can't say that. Anubis holds scales. He is holding, it's an urn with incense, just like they do in the Catholic Church. I can't wait to see what this is. The Knight. The Knight. All right, here we go. Let's find it. Oh my goodness, can you share? I struggle with drinking Cokes. Girl, I am with you. We're going to ask your spirit guides. I'm going to get you some help. Don't worry. I work with you. You're in Goddess Rising Circle. Of course, I'm going to help you. But I will say I've got some tips for you. Okay, here we go. Where do we go? The Knight. I got it thrown off. Okay. The Knight, page 15. Okay. You have until October to give it up, Leanne. You're fine. Okay. The Knight transports deep, dark, dreamy scents with him. He moves slowly and effortlessly through the streets. His incense spills from the censer. Oh, it's a censer. That's what it's called. Coloring the air with its perfume. The smoke hangs thick in the air, blanketing the world in darkness. The Knight wears the stars at his waist. Each speck twinkles with his movement, blinking in and out with each step. He wears a head wrap filled with the colors of the sky. The cover appears white at the top and then darkens into the daytime glow cast by the sun. He walks everywhere, bringing dreams and nightmares to everyone as the day falls to meet the shadows. Okay? Okay, good. You have time, Leanne. Don't be afraid of the dark. Greet your shadows. This is, again, this to me goes hand in hand with the devil card. It's kind of like Leanne said, like, let's not be too worried about the things we know or things we need to let go of. Okay, let's embrace them. Let's embrace them. Okay, let us move on, my dear ones. And we are moving now into November, right? Again, if you're wondering, where did you land on the internet? My name is Carey. I am an intuitive and channel Akashic Records reader and a guide. And we are right now doing for the collective, a 6-month half-year reading for everybody, which is very fascinating. And we are on November. Everything will be time-stamped. We started this minute. If you go back and watch this later, this started at minute 40. We're now at minute 119. We're doing quite well, actually, for this reading. If you want to get your own reading like this, you can email me or leave a message for me, and I'll send you the link. I'm doing, and they're recorded half-year readings. Okay, November, what are we doing? Oh my goodness, here we go. We're changing seasons around then. So we're moving into straight into fall, right? We've just had probably I can think of it. It's coming. Oh God. Okay. I know. Sometimes my brain goes, but anyone, someone can tell me the pagan holiday. I literally escapes me. Okay, so I should know it by heart. It's coming. Oh God, I hate it. All right. Anyways, one of my geniuses can tell me. Okay, we have the magician card at the very center of November, which is a beautiful card, as we know. That's really the beginning of something, right? It's right after the Fool. The magician comes at the number 1. That means we're starting something, right? We are stepping out. We are using all the tools to manifest something. This means we have power. This means we have let go of limitation. Not Beltane, I know. And we're going into Letha. No, it's not. I'll think of it. Samhain. Thank you. Sometimes the simplest things are just the non-simplest things. It's Samhain. Thank you, Amber. I knew someone would pull it out. Okay, I just blanked. So the magician in November really says to us, we have all the tools we need. So if you find yourself in November sort of saying, can I do it? Do I have the tools? Do I have what it takes? Can I manifest that thing? Or if you're planning that, you do have all the tools you need. You do have all the tools you need. But you do have to do, on the unconscious, you have the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands is really when your energy is going in many different directions, you have to decide, like, where am I putting my energy? I know a lot of people, especially if you have multiple passions, multiple interests, multiple things you want to do when about different things. Sometimes it's okay to just start with one thing. It doesn't mean you're leaving anything else behind. It means that you're just navigating and focusing your energy. Okay. Especially if you're someone who has a hard time focusing. This energy of the magician can help. I will also say, if you're someone who does, I say either spell work or intention setting. If you ever, it's my recommendation, if you do a spell that, or even intention setting, if you're not into spell work, that you use the symbols found in your tarot cards to help really lay down the foundation of your spell. For example, right now I'm doing a spell with one of the deities I work with, and I have 2 specific tarot cards that I'm using, which imbue the spell and the energy of the spell with the intentions I want. I won't tell you what those are, because over for me and my deities, I'll tell that to my goddess rising circle. But it's one of the ways we lay down a foundational energy into what we intend. That's how we work on manifesting. It's like suggesting something. So you can use the cards, you can write down your intention and imbue it with that. But also, guess what? You have rapid movement coming. Rapid movement, because we have the Chariot card. So that means you've made your decision. You know what you want to manifest. You've decided, and now it's moving into action. This card comes after the Lover's card. The Lover's card is a card of love and self-love and relationship love, and also decision, because it's a number 6. So it's moving from one state of trying to go back and forth about something into a state of action. That's November. I'm kind of excited about November. Okay, let's see what the Oracle card is. Okay. The Path. Ooh. This is a beauty too. I have to show you this. This is this beautiful woman. She has a beautiful floral wreath around her head. She's wearing a sort of a sheath of sorts. It's a long, beautiful, like, I want to say sort of hood covering her. And she's taking this long wand and she's drawing her intention into the earth. It's a beautiful card. Let's see what this means for us. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Path. Okay, number 37. Here we go. Paths are birthed by treading across the same area of land over days, months, or years. Sometimes the way is made by a single individual, sometimes large groups of creatures dig groves out of the landscape. Your spiritual path is unique to your journey. It has many curves, peaks, and valleys. It takes repetition to create a well-worn track. When we look back from where we came from, we can see the pattern got made. If the path card visited you today, you might want to look at where you are going. Is it where you still want to go? Make any corrections in the course now. Here's the meaning. Keep moving forward. Make any adjustments based on your desires. I love that because that comes with the Magician card. That makes perfect sense. All right. We love that so much. Here is our final card. We've had such a beautiful reading. I just love it so much. Now, this is the way I do things. I like to feng shui my space. Let's do it for the final one. We'll get all these cards nice and organized. How do we feel so far about the rest of the year? I'm pretty excited. I think we have some, we got some energy to work on, but don't we always kind of need to be thinking about these things? That's why we're here on Earth. We're learning. Beautiful, right? I love it too. I'm glad you like it. And let me see what we have for the final. Okay. Now, here we go, ending our year. All right. And I feel like I need to maybe pull the Oracle card right now as a whole thing. Okay. Which card is it? Thank you. Rabbit and the Fox. All right. Let's see what this whole thing is. So what do we have to finalize our year? The growth is going to be amazing. It really is, Leanne. Absolutely. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace is always our beginning of some of the energy of which we're going, of the principle or the, sorry, let me go back. The Ace is the beginning of the element. We are working with the very fresh energy of fire. What is fire? Passion, inspiration, drive, will. It also moves very quickly. So this would be if you're inspired by something at the end of the year, if you're feeling the push towards, I want to start something in 2026, you're birthing something. You've just had the Magician's experience right behind you, right? You've got all that speed under your feet. You're moving forward. You have a lot of things going on. You are, however, flanked by two cards that are in the Swords family. Swords should not be looked at as negative. Swords should be looked at as an opportunity to get clear and let go. Okay, direction, communication, ideas, correct? The good news is at the base of this, we have the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords really is when we're resting from after we have done the work of releasing what's in the past from the Three of Swords, which is usually the past pain. So Four of Swords is to say, look at this cute little hedgehog lying under in weight, just relaxing. You'll notice all those swords are not pointing at the hedgehog. The Four of Swords are laid on top and just resting there. Always when you're looking at any card with swords in it, notice where it is in relationship to the person or the object in the picture. That's a good indication of what it's doing in the energy. Good place to start. So Four of Swords means we're taking a respite, we're taking a moment, we're taking a break, we're deciding what's next, right? And here we have this Ace of Wands. Okay, holding space. The one thing I want to say to you, what I get from the sense of the Four of Swords here is there's going to be a little concern about, I don't want to make a mistake or things I've done in the past. I don't want to be impulsive, but I want to make the right choice. So that's something that is coming up here. I want to let you know. But then we also have the Seven of Swords, another good card. Seven of Swords also has a bad rap. It shouldn't. It's misread. It's not. It doesn't mean deception or lying or someone's cheating on you. It doesn't mean that. What it means is discernment, deciding what's best for you, letting some things go. The number 7 in and of itself is a card of getting rid of illusion and the things that don't work, discernment, and making choices and doing something with what you have. And so often in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, you see this image of this one man. He's got a foot behind him and a foot in front of him. He's holding swords and he's leaving some, and he's looking back behind him because he's deciding, where am I going? Am I going backwards? Am I going forwards? I'm not sure what I'm keeping with me, and I'm in between. So that's really an energy of, again, Ace of Wands. What am I doing with all that power? Right? What is my decision? What am I going to do? So it's a time opportunity there for, as you start your energetic focus of going into the new year, into 2026, you want to land and launch with something you feel aligned with. Now, final card, Rabbit and the Fox. Rabbit and the Fox. Let's see what we got, my friends. Number 29. This is kind of fun because I get to know all these cards, and one day I'll know them all by heart. Are we ready? Ever wonder, here's Michael's rabbit again, why there's a rabbit on the moon? I didn't know there was a rabbit on the moon. Did you guys know that? Of all the creatures on Earth, the rabbit was the most generous. One day, Lady Luna visited Earth. I guess this is a tale. All the animals gathered around to greet this new visitor, and they brought her gifts. Some brought wood, others gathered fruit. The fox gathered fish from the river, while the poor rabbit offered grass. The rabbit told the lady to make a fire from the grass and wood. In return, he offered his body. Oh my gosh, the lovely lady would live. In return, she brought the rabbit back to life and took him to the moon to always live with her. Generosity begets gifts. Always offer what you can. Oh my God. That is a beautiful tale. Generosity always benefits you. Oh my goodness. The Rabbit and the Fox. I don't even know if that is a fairy tale. I wonder if that is a myth. Okay, that was a beautiful reading. Beautiful, what do we have ahead of us? So excited. Okay, let me pull this away, and then we're going to talk to the ancestors for our final part. The other thing I want to say, guys, I have so enjoyed doing these live sessions. I look forward to them every week. I will always try and never miss them. They are precious to me, and I love spending time with you. And if you've enjoyed them, be sure to like, follow, share, and let people know you enjoy these. They are going to be recorded, so if you ever can't stay, that's okay. Isn't that beautiful? That's okay, because they're all recorded, living in the library of my channel. Okay, now what are we going to do? I want to tap in. Now we're going to talk to the ancestors. Okay, we're going to do a little mediumship for our final thing. The last thing we're going to do is I'm going to be giving away something. But I'm going to look really quick to see which thing I was going to give. Oh yeah. I know what I'm going to give. I'm not telling you guys yet. Everybody drink your water. Leanne, drink your Coke. JK. Okay. All right. So make sure you stay for that part of the reading. Okay. Let me tune in. Oh, Christy, that's so sweet. I look forward to him too. They mean so much to me. I think this time works quite well too, right? I have more of you here. I thought this time 5 o'clock seems great. Still really works for my family. Drinking. I'm going to be doing that in about 10 minutes. Leanne. Okay, here we go. Let me kind of bring in, I'm going to see if I can channel. Now, we have quite a few people here. We have 16 people here. Welcome. So this is when I move into the last part of my reading, and then I do the giveaway at the end. I know, Eileen, that's why I'm doing it later for all you folks. Drinking, okay, we have other people. Oh, I'm so glad, Lilia. I'm so happy. See, this is my new time. So put it in your calendar for the rest of eternity. 5 o'clock on Fridays, 8 o'clock and East Coast time. I'm on the West Coast. Timmy. All right. So here we go. I'm going to talk to the ancestors. So I have a feeling today I'm going to do mediumship. Okay. Let me explain to you guys how this works, because we have more people. And make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a giveaway at the very end, but you got to stay till the end. All right. So when I do mediumship, I'll explain to you. A lot of you guys already know how I do this. And this is a little different. Ancestor readings tend to be overall ancestor readings, and I mostly do those. But today I'm feeling like I'm going to do mediumship. So that means I'm going to bring through one person who is in here in the audience, one person's ancestor, loved one, I should say, in the spirit world. And I'm going to be bringing through information, evidence, and a message from them. Okay, Dion. Oh my God, I love you. I miss you so much. Dion's one of my OGs. Love her. So I'm going to bring forth one family, loved one, friend. It could be anybody. I'm going to ask them this time to bring someone I've never brought through because I want to make sure we have a new experience for both the loved one to bring a message through and also to all of you. So be sure to stay tuned. Okay. And again, if you have to come back to this is starting at 1 minute 35. Okay. On the clock. And then I'll make sure I have a pen handy. Hang on. Yes. Oops. So I have a pen handy for when I do my giveaway at the end. Okay. So what that means is I'm going to bring through evidence. Okay. And everybody knows this probably who's here, but some of you may not know. So that means I'm going to bring through information about this person. And if this is your person, if you want, you can go ahead and put hearts in the chat. And then it eventually will dwindle down to being one person. Okay. And then I'll bring through messages. All right. And obviously in this format, I can't bring you up, unfortunately, because I'm not set up for that. But if it's your person, I'll bring through the message. And I'm going to be putting your comments up here on the screen. Okay. Are we ready? Okay, so again, make sure you're following me. Make sure you're liking the live, I guess. I don't know. And make sure that you set up as a subscriber, guys. So before you leave here, make sure you become a subscriber. I think most of you guys are. All right. Ready. Eileen says I'm ready. Okay, good. All right. Let's talk about, let me bring someone in. Hang on. Let me just check in. Okay. Thank you, Amber. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Let me just check in. Okay. So right away, I already know I have a grandmother here. And here we go. So this grandmother in particular definitely had some stuff going on in her throat, in her chest. I'm also hearing a name. Okay, when I get a name, just so you know, this name could be not necessarily just their name. This could be a name that you know of that's connected to her or you. This is a name, a W name. This is a name like Wanda, Wilma, right? Wendy, something like that. I'm getting a name, a W name, female name. Let me describe her a little. She is definitely showing me herself wearing like polyester shirts. You know the kind I'm talking about. And she definitely had an expanding waist. She's telling me she laughs about that. She tried to cover it up and not, wear things that were tight fitting. This grandmother is also on the father's side of the family. I want to say that. Okay. So Christy, we got that. And okay, good. So, and there was definitely a heart condition that was here. And there's a problem with chewing. I'm also hearing that she was 5'4". Okay. There's also a significance with the number 87. Now, 87 can be many things. It doesn't necessarily have to be an age. It can be a significant date or a year. And I see those, some people putting their hearts in. I'm going to keep going here. I'm also hearing the name Mac. So I feel like there was possibly someone named Mac, or maybe a dog named Mac, an animal named Mac, or an M name like that. And when I'm with her, I'm hearing her say, "Oh, mercy. Oh, mercy." She's also pushing on her 6th chakra or forehead. She wouldn't probably say that. All right. Let me come into the comments and just see. I know Christy had put hearts in there. So does this make sense to anybody else? And if you can take it, you also have to take like 90% of the information too. Oh, mercy. She definitely had some challenges going on in her like abdomen. There's some difficulty. This also could be something. Okay, not yours. Okay, great. All right. So thanks, Chrissy. If you can understand this or you can understand who this person was, let me know if this makes sense to you. And usually, sometimes with our loved ones, we don't know every single thing. Yes, Eileen. Okay, I got you. Okay, all right, I understand. Eileen, let's go back through some of the name things. Would you understand someone with this W name that might be connected? We don't always know everything about our grandparents. I don't know everything about my grandparents, certainly. And I grew up with both sets of my grandparents. She is telling me, I think she smoked for a period of time, but then quit. It feels like it kind of wore on her. Yeah. She smoked. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then does the W name ring a bell to you, Eileen? And then possibly maybe her waistline. Okay, that's okay. Because sometimes those things come up later. We all know that. I'm going to sit with this. I'm going to keep going with her since no one else has taken her, but we can see if this makes sense. It's definitely, though, Eileen, a father's mother is for sure. The waistline, yes. Okay, good. All right, let's see. I'll get some more information, see what we're getting. So I do feel like there's a resonance with you. I want to say I feel pulled to you because I feel a message coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and give you that. I feel like the information has a lot to do with just giving you a vote of confidence in yourself is what she's telling me. She's letting me say she had stomach cancer, which is the stomach area. So I'm with you for sure. I'm with you. So what I want to say, and then you can always cross check that stuff, probably find out some stuff too, right? That's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So I feel like she's trying to really give you a vote of confidence, Eileen, and your mom's with you. Okay, good, good, good. Oh wait, send your love to send my love to your mama. So I want to say I feel like she's trying to give you a vote of confidence and to believe in yourself. And she is saying, like, if your dad was here, he would say, cheer up, look on the bright side. They all would they're all cheering you on. They say that you think that sometimes you're losing something, but actually you're gaining something, is what she's saying. And she's wanting to deliver you something specifically. Would this be a particular something that people loved? She's showing me a pie, specifically a pie being a special dessert. And I'm seeing especially like a specific crust. You may not know this or not if you weren't sure, but this is what I'm getting. Like that was sort of a gift of love was through her cooking or, and I see like an apple pie. Okay, good. I'm glad that's making sense. So, and it just feels like apple pie with like cream or vanilla ice cream, something like that. She's really kind of trying to cheer you up. And I also feel like in general, she's just really coming through, trying to give you that vote of confidence, of love and respect, and making you feel a sense of dignity and pride. and she wants you to rise up. That's how she's giving it. She wants you to stand up and rise up. She's really wanting you to, like, she said, "Oh, I know. I know. I know." And I think that's definitely why she's coming through, like, right now, is because it's also coming from your dad, is that they're just trying to really raise your spirits and to cheer you up and to bring you that vote of confidence that everything's going to be okay. And she's really saying everything's working out. I also want to just give you this because sometimes they know things we don't know. She's saying by the time we get to September, everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. This is funny. Would there be for somebody a connection with Merle Haggard? Does that make sense to you? Someone liking Merle Haggard makes your heart happy. I'm so glad. I have no idea. Okay, write that down. Neither does mom. Okay, write that down. We all know we don't know what it means, but there you go. Okay. So that's the sort of thing she's giving you. She's like, it's like kind of a recipe for feeling better. You know, cheer yourself up. Know that you have so much love that's coming towards you. And we're helping you and supporting you on our end of things, is how she's giving it to me. So sweet. I love that. Thank you to your grandmother. I'm so glad. All right. I'm so glad. I'm glad that makes sense to you. I'm glad that she came through. Again, if I usually get this many people, I will do channeling for doing mediumship. I love doing it. So that's a nice message. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that made you feel better. I'm just glad you got that information. So good, good. All right, my friends. So again, please join me every week, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, I know, right? I know, Timmy, right? I love that. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday. Be here, be there, be square. And as we gain momentum and we get more folks in, we're just gonna learn and grow more, have more topics. Sometimes I'm gonna have a guest on here. Sometimes I'm gonna have guest readers, people I've trained typically, or people that I love. That I love. I think sometime I'm going to have some of my friends on here do different types of readings. So it'll be fun. Did everybody enjoy the dowsing rods that were here? That was fun. We did the dowsing rods, by the way, Timmy. You missed that part. We'll do it again next week. I loved it. Okay, so now, as always, here we go. Drum roll. Everybody do your drum roll. Okay, we are doing the giveaway. Every week we do something different for the giveaway. At one point, I'm going to give away something else that's special too. I've been doing a lot of card decks. Good, I'm glad, Amber. And then I've also been giving away a little mini reading, 15-minute reading. And I did that 2 weeks ago for Michael, who just submitted his questions. That will be a recorded channel reading for you, just 15 minutes. You can send me 2 questions. We'll do that another time. But for today, yay, thank you for the drum roll. Guess what deck we're giving away today? This is the micro version of the deck I just used for the 6-month ahead reading. The Guardian Knight Tarot. Gosh, you guys, this is such a great deck. All right, let me show you. Look at how cute. It's the back version of it. And then we have like the Strength card, the Fool, just very sweet. Okay, so lots of good things. Now, if you haven't yet won a deck yet, please, we're at that point. Someday we're going to do a whole lottery where everybody puts their name in. I know, Amber, right? Everybody puts their name in and I spin a wheel and it could be 100 people here someday. I'm hoping someday. I have a feeling I'm going to be on YouTube till the end of time. I just get that feeling. I love it, YouTube so much. So if you have not won, please be sure to write your name in this. And again, I'm using the Ancestor Cup. That was my grandma's. Okay. Oh, you ordered your dowsing rods. Yes. So we're going to do, if you want next week, bring your dowsing rods. So you guys what we can do on these lives, go buy yourself some dowsing rods. Make sure they're copper and that they have good reputation. All right. If you want to be listed on here, please put your first name into the chat. Amazing. Amazing. I've already got my things all set up for you guys. Exciting. Okay, let me just get this set up. So excited. So if you guys want to get on the list, go ahead and put your first name. Yes, they're so fun. Okay, Amber, thank you. Hang on, I'll put this right. All right, Miss Amber. Okay, put your name in there if you guys want to be on the list for winning these cards. Miss Leanne. And then whoever is the winner, if you want to go ahead and also, Miss Eileen, if you've won, email me at carey.thepsychic.com, right? And we will be, I'll send it to you this week. I have to send my other one out too. Eileen, Timmy, anybody else want to get on the list for receiving this? Feel free to get on the list. I'll give it a few more minutes. If you're on Facebook, thank you for being here. And we can't see your comments. I'm so sorry. It's unfortunately, I don't know why I can't. I probably have to go on to Facebook to see. Michael. Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to get on the list? Okay. I'm going to actually see if I can see myself. And feel free if you do want to get on the list. You want to be on here. Feel free, friends. All right. So, is that everybody? How exciting. Okay. No names I see over there. Okay. Thank you, Lilia. All right. Everybody got their name on the list? Did I miss anybody? All right. Okay. I wish you all luck. And the winner is Eileen. Eileen. Congratulations. So, Eileen, that is your night tonight. And please be sure to come back because I do this every week. And especially if you haven't won, you get your name on the list. And yay. Yeah, I think you need a little boosty up. So, yay. Okay, but keep trying because you guys know all of you guys want to win at some point, especially my loyalty folks. Now, a couple of things before we come to a close. First, I want to thank you all for being here. This has been amazing live. I've had so much fun. Again, every Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, always recorded if you catch it, and I will timestamp everything. I want to say, remember, you guys, I do have the half year readings. If you're interested in them, they're recorded. Yeah, they're $87. They're about a half an hour long. They're very in depth. I just had one of my clients say how much she loved it because she can come back to it. I know Spirit had your back today, Eileen. And if you are interested in getting it, please feel free to email me. I'll send you the link. The other thing is, if you're interested in developing with me, if you're just interested in developing yourself, if you want to grow spiritually, if you want to be part of a caring community, please check out the links in my bio for Goddess Rising Circle. That includes kind of everything. It means that you get a lot of wonderful we have a monthly theme every month, which is really connected in with, I would say it's a framework of connecting yourself in with, first of all, learning about the new moon, the full moon, what that's about. You also every month get a new tarot spread. You get a rune spread where we feature a different goddess every single month. And with that, there's so much wonderful healing and transformation that goes on just in that education. Plus, you're intuitively developing, you're developing your spirit communication. Every month, I put in a new mini course. So you have a library of courses that's in there, all related to intuitive development, spiritual development, just in general healing and the divine feminine. Next, I also, in the Goddess Rising Circle, we are meeting for divination and development practice 2 times a month. Within that, you're going to be getting education every single time. Yay! Within that, you're getting education every single time. And you don't have to want to become an intuitive, don't worry, or a medium. It's not about that. It's just for personal development. Yeah, we love our community. And in this one, initially, where the education is going to be all about learning tarot and intuitive development, they'll all be recorded. So if you can't come, it's okay. They're going to be Sunday mornings, my time, 2 mornings, 2 Sundays a month. And then we're also going to be doing a circle, like practice. So you can just practice doing energy healings, readings, mediumship, whatever you want, right? You can just practice Akashic Records reading. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So, and then we also have meetings, if you're in the Goddess Rising Circle, twice a month, where we do healing work, shadow work. We do shamanic journey work. We work with goddesses. We activate our light. We activate our light codes. We just do so much stuff in there. It's endless. So I would really recommend that. Check it out. It's just a monthly fee. You can cancel at any time. That's $97 a month. We have one that's $47 a month too. It's great, but it doesn't include the development circle, but it has still amazing benefits, whichever you want. I often do little recorded readings in there, although I have to get on a better schedule starting like next week. It's been really busy to getting all these things organized. So that's what is going on in the world. All right. For this weekend, please look out for I'm going to be doing the rest of my Akashic Records zodiac sign readings. I already have a bunch posted there. I have Aquarius through Leo already posted. So Dion, you can go check out yours in there. And then I will be posting Virgo through Capricorn the rest of the weekend for everybody else. All right. Thank you guys so much again. I love you. Have a wonderful weekend and we'll see you next time. Take care.